What might a class on a naturalist epistemology look like? So for our listeners, again, epistemology is the study or philosophy of knowledge.
I mean, there's famously a paper by Quine called Epistemology Naturalized, where he actually, people don't agree on what he was trying to say in that paper, so we had fun sort of parsing it. One extremist view of what he was trying to say in that paper is, rather than studying what exists and how we learn about it, rather than thinking about how we should learn about what exists, we should study how people actually do generate impressions about what happens in the world. I think most people are like, well, let's do both of those things. I don't think we need to pick one or the other, but it's an interesting, claim that we should just be studying how people learn rather than sitting back in our armchairs and proclaiming how they should learn. But then there's also questions about, as we were talking about before, realism, structural realism versus ontological realism. People like Nancy Cartwright have argued that you're not going to find one unified theory of physics. It's going to be a patchwork that describes different domains. Even within physics, people like Phil Anderson in his famous paper, More is Different, has really advocating giving some ontological heft to the higher emergent levels, things like that. So we read those papers. We read Dan Dennett's paper on real patterns. There's, are tables and chairs real, right? You can be a realist about electrons and protons and neutrons. Does that imply you should also be a realist about tables and chairs? These are all perfectly good questions for naturalized epistemology.